Colorado's Democratic Congressional Delegation joined a lawsuit against President Trump on Wednesday, claiming he violated the U.S. Constitution by accepting gifts or other benefits in connection to his global businesses. In the second claim of its kind this week, plaintiffs are citing the Foreign Emoluments Clause, which restricts government officials from accepting payments from foreign governments. Eric, anytime I see a lawsuit include entire Democratic delegations from across Congress, I'm not so worried about the legal ramifications as it looks more like a political situation. What's your estimation of what we're seeing?
Well, I think it is as much about politics as it is about law. David's the lawyer at the table, and I'm going to go out on a limb and make a supposition that before 3 or 4 months ago, David may be the only person in the table or the only person in our viewing audience who really was familiar with the word emoluments. I'd like to think I'm a reasonably well-read person, and I can't say I was particularly familiar with that word, but it has certainly come to the fore courtesy of Donald Trump and the Trump family. I don't know if the lawsuit itself as a legal matter has legs. As a political matter, it is one more opportunity and one more issue on which to attack the president. As someone who finds so much of what this White House is doing disturbing, and that's using a very modest word, but I could go stronger than disturbing. The fact that the Trump family, are already very rich family, may be further enriching themselves, is it wrong? Yes, it's wrong. Is it at the top of my list of concerns about what's going on in Washington, D.C.? No, it doesn't rise to that level.
Justine, are Democrats spending too much time focused on the president and different legal issues surrounding him and not enough on what Republicans are actually passing in Congress?
I mean, it's difficult to say because I think it's important that we do check the president. Right now, the courts are the only check that is going on right now, with not having any help in Congress and the presidency doing the things that they're doing right now. So I think it's important that they do focus on those things. But then you have a health care bill that is being secretly written, going on, and that should be something that's a main focus. But I think that the fact is, the reason why presidents don't do business on their golf courses is because personal interest and policy don't mix. And I think it's important that they do highlight this because it is disturbing that this is going on. And I think that they have a duty to bring up these issues, but there needs to be some kind of balance. I know that they have a target on the president's back and they're out to get him, but it's really important that we continue to focus and to try to move along and push policy forward as well.
Patty, is the Colorado delegation making a statement or going along for the ride?
I think they're making the statement that anyone has to right now to just be on the record if you're a Democrat against Trump. But where's the surprise? We knew this was going to be sticky with just even the name on all the buildings around the world. We knew it was going to be challenging having a president who is so involved, whose kids are still involved in the company. This is less of a concern right now than the Russian investigation still going on, the FBI investigation, as long as Mueller still has that job before he's fired. And of all the foreign interests, I am still most interested in what exactly Russia is doing with American elections, whether the candidate is Democratic, whether the candidate is Republican, whether it's a third party. Is our electorate safe?
David, as Eric so eloquently previewed, you are the esteemed lawyer at the table. What do we need to know about the situation?
The complaint is very well written, and I encourage people to read it, written by a top left-leaning public interest law firm in D.C. And it effectively raises the broad concerns about corruption and foreign influence that are at the part of the spirit of the Foreign Emoluments Clause. The problem for the suit, besides the difficulty of whether Congress people have standing on this and whether a court can issue an injunction against actually a president himself, in between that on the merits, there's no case precedent on this, but so the precedents come from the Office of Legal Counsel, which advises the president. We have a long history of those. All of those precedents about what's covered by it never include having your own business that has foreign dealings. So for example, Nelson Rockefeller, vice president, owned zillions of shares of oil companies. Our recent Commerce Secretary, Pritzker, lots of big owner of Hyatt hotels. Those businesses, of course, did business with foreign governments, where like foreign governments would buy their products and foreign governments would also give them licenses and trademarks and things in the normal course of business, arm's length business transactions. And nobody ever suggested until now that that might be an emoluments clause violation. So I think they're going to have trouble winning on the merits in court, but I think this is more for the court of public opinion about I think what is, at least I think ethically, if not legally, Trump's problems with mixing his business and his public duties.